Yay, Claire Zammit. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for taking the time to be here. Claire, I know we don't have much time with you, so I just want to dive right in. I mean, I know you've impacted millions of women around the globe, and women who are here listening to you, they want to be thought leaders. They're on the path to building a thought leader business. And I'm curious, how did you come to be this incredible thought leader in the area of feminine power?
Well, I think the first thing is not to see yourself as a thought leader, but and that to be your aspiration. Because I think thought leadership is like downstream of being a really passionate learner who is really curious about life's biggest questions. And I think that's really the place to be starting. And and I think it's also the really empowering place to come into your role as a speaker is not someone who has all of the answers and has everything figured out, but someone who's passionate about living with life's biggest questions and has been living deeply inside of your topic and being really curious. And you've discovered some things that are really valuable that you can be inviting the audience to be joining you to expand their vision and expand their sense of possibilities. So I would say that's absolutely my story, is that I was really passionate about learning. I was passionate about change. I was passionate about making a difference with my gifts. I didn't know how to do it. I just kept following my biggest question, how do we really live this? How do we really embody this? How do we impact change at the deepest level? And that led me to discover something that I was noticing everywhere happening in my experience about 15 years ago when I was relaunching my coaching practice, was that I saw that women everywhere were experiencing what I've come to name as a gut-wrenching power paradox. This experience of being more powerful than ever before to succeed, college degrees, to run corporations, to run businesses, and yet powerless to create the things that we really yearn for. And it was myself the same. Like I had all of these tools and resources. I could make a lot happen, but I couldn't figure out how to get out of what was inside of me out into the world. And I saw this was a problem that the women that I was working with shared. So I brought them together and I just got really curious about it. And what I discovered was really in the very first workshop that I convened to inquire into this question I was really curious about became the premise for my whole body of work with feminine power. Just this idea that the whole system of power we've been embracing and mastering as women has been this very strategic, logical, linear, make it happen. And I since went to do over a decade of doctoral research. And the biggest thing I found is as women rise to power, our North Star changes, our priorities, what's important, what we aspire to. And millions of women are going through this sea change where, as we rise to power, we're feeling this self-actualization impulse. We don't just want to achieve in the world that is. We want to create the world that could be. We don't just want to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend. We want to create deeper intimacy and express our gifts and our talents. And those things can't be created with a strategic plan or a logical linear system. We need a new system of power. And that, out of that inquiry came my whole body of work of figuring things out and solving problems, and then wanting to share those discoveries with women to be able to create meaningful changes. So that's how I got to here.
Yeah, this is fascinating. You're fascinating. I could talk with you all day. And I know the women here are hanging on your every word because you're absolutely right. The place to come from is not, I'm going to be a thought leader. The place to come from is, what do I want to know about? And I've watched you be inside of those questions ever since we've known each other. And you inspire me so much. And, you're already giving us this come from place as we're embarking on taking the stage and becoming speakers and finding our voice and committing to the thing that we know people may want to understand that we can help them with. And I'm wondering if you have any other tips to really help women step into that place of speaker.
And I think that's really possible when we shift out of a masculine paradigm, right? Of valuing ourselves for the information that we can share Now, the majority of personal growth approaches or even coaching approaches are very strategic, are very logical, are very linear, are make it happen. They really don't work at the level of self-actualization or meet women's deepest needs. And they kind of steep ideas about our role as a speaker kind of inside of these things to be able to have the answers, to be able to have information. Whereas, women make up 70% of the audience for personal growth and coaching. So I think where you can have a radical impact and differentiate yourself in huge ways is really understanding what's happening for women and how you can show up in a different way that's going to meet their deeper needs, right? So, the whole field of coaching trains women to, trains us as coaches to be asking the question, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to create? Let's go. The problem is women's expectations and their sense of possibility is completely different. It's like 50% of what a man's sense of possibility would be with the same education and same opportunities. The things like the confidence gap, where women are uncertain, and the ways in which women are penalized for having agency and showing power. If you're aware of all of that, it radically reframes your role as a speaker. And what you see your job is not to provide information or be the expert, as much as to be who you are as a role model of possibility in your beingness, in your relationship to life, and to create a relationship with your audience where you can not just be giving her information, but sponsoring her, believing in her, expanding possibility for her, having her be able to name her lived experience that's unnamed, have her help her understand her problems in new ways, have her see opportunities and possibilities, and believe in her to be able to call her to rise, to step forth into them, right? And this is what you do, Sage, in your work. And, sponsor them with the tools and resources that you have to offer, but that it so comes out of who you are as a person, and then the relationship you create, the possibility and pathway that you're able to open.
Can you all hear this? I mean, you're hearing this message again and again on this series. It's like, get out of your own way, make it about your audience, make it about the one person that's listening to you, to you. And to make room in your heart for this person who's listening, and to hold them and believe in them, believe in themselves. And Claire, the work around women-centered coaching that you've developed is profound. It's prolific. I mean, you're the one that said to me, women actually have been through our own revolution. Men haven't yet been through their own revolution. And so we're uniquely positioned to change the world, right? Like to be a big part of this transformation the world is calling us into.
Women are hungry. And this is where your leadership and role modeling through your speaking is so absolutely important. And, there's one piece I want to highlight. It's in what I said, but I want to underscore, and even if go into this even just a little bit more deeply, who you are is as important as the message that you have to share. You with your unique energy and genius and life experience. One of my most fun examples, you think about the Wonder Woman movie. Who doesn't love Wonder Woman, right? And like you think, oh, Wonder Woman, that's been done to death. But imagine the same Wonder Woman movie starring Lady Gaga or Octavia Spencer or Sandra Oh or Salma Hayek with the same script, the same director. Like, wouldn't they be four completely different movies?
Whoa, you just made me go, like you.
And wouldn't you want to see every one of them?
Yes.
Right. And so this is like you do have a unique essence and energy. And even, you do have a differentiated message, but no one is you. And that really is your superpower. So to start valuing and cultivating your own presence and what's unique and different about you. I first started speaking. because my teaching platform was so big, I had the privilege I got invited, and my first professional speaking gig was, I was sharing the stage with Brené Brown, Lisa Nichols, I think Elizabeth Gilbert. I think the list went on, right? And there's a way I could see very quickly all of those like comparison, like to be popular or to be successful as a speaker, I need to be more like her. And every one of those women that I named has their own unique essence. And when I really stepped into greater level of power as a speaker, it really was when I saw, you know what? I'm Claire, and I'm deep, and I'm smart, and I provide context and meaning, and I'm funny sometimes too. And I can like really step into the center of that. So cultivating who you are, and then from there, your ability to create connection and relationship, bring awareness, solve problems, mirror, amplify, empower, all of that happens in the field of your presence and your relationship. And I think that's just very relaxing, actually, because we can do that.
That's such a relief.
Natural.
Yeah. Such a relief to not think we're competing with every other person that does something similar to us, because there's people out there that actually need to hear the message through your essence, through your life, your challenges, your life as a PhD program, preparing you for this moment. And I just get goosebumps when I listen to you talk, Claire, because you understand this more feminine magnetism of what it is to be a messenger.
The final thing that I want to say is, if you feel called to this, what I absolutely know is that you can do this. You don't need to know what your message is in advance. That's something that grows through the process of discovering who you are in your presence. And you don't have to be the expert with all of the answers as a speaker. You are there to shine your light, to connect and create a space for women to learn and grow and rise together. And that's what we're here for. And you can do that. And you have no better mentor than Sage. So thank you so much for inviting me to be here in your amazing circle today. And I can't wait to see what this cohort creates.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait either. Thank you so much, Claire, for taking the time. You are such an inspiration to me and to all of us. Bye, Claire. Love you.
Much love. Bye.
Don't forget to hit subscribe so I can keep getting you weekly content to grow your business that is relevant, authentic, and effective, so you can get out there and shine your light and be the messenger that you're here to be, because your clients are waiting for you.